Hi, welcome back to Faith Series once again. Today we are going to learn about Mary, Mother of Jesus. She was a woman of character. Before she lived around 400 years, there was no prophecy. When she was a teenage girl, an angel appears to her and tells her that she is going to be pregnant with the Holy Spirit and she is going to give birth to Jesus. According to Jewish traditions, mostly girls are engaged or betrothed when they were teenagers. When the angel appeared to her, she was already betrothed to Joseph. Now, when the angel appeared to her, how she handled the situation shows how faithful she is. Let us look into the Bible and see how she handled the situation. Let us turn our Bibles to Luke chapter 1, verse 26 to 38. Here it says like this. In the 6 months of Elizabeth's pregnancy, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. The angel went to her and said, "Greetings, you are highly favored. The Lord is with you." Mary was greatly troubled at his words and wondered what kind of greetings this might be. But the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God. You will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High. The Lord will give him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over Jacob's descendants forever. His kingdom will never end." "How this will be?" Mary asked the angel. "Since I am a virgin." The angel answered, "The Holy Spirit will come on you, and the power of Most High will overshadow you. So the Holy One to be born will be called the Son of God. Even Elizabeth, your relative, is going to have a child in her old age, and she who was said to be unable to conceive in her 6th month, for no word from God will ever fail. I am the Lord's servant," Mary answered. "May your word to me be fulfilled." Then the angel left her. So here we see the conversation between angel of God and Mary. The prophecy of Jesus being born through a virgin was done hundreds of years back. Suddenly, an angel of God appears and telling this to her must have been a surprise to her, and it must have been so difficult for her to believe that God is fulfilling his promise through her. There was other challenges too. See, when she came to know that she is going to be pregnant with Jesus, she must have had the burden to convince people. First, her family. Second, Joseph, whom she was betrothed to. Third, the community around. Those times, if a girl was caught in adultery, the punishment for her was to be stoned to death. So it must have been so difficult for any girl to know that she is pregnant suddenly and getting caught by the people around. She will be stoned to death. Imagine being a teenage girl. She is going and trying to convince her family about she being pregnant, also with the Son of God. It must have been very difficult for her. Then her betrothed husband, Joseph. It must have been very difficult for her to convince these people. Forget about her family and Joseph. Convincing people around, it must have been so difficult, because convincing people is not an easy thing. There'll be all kind of people with the different kinds of mindsets, pleasing everybody or making everybody happy or making everybody believe. It's not an easy thing. But maybe this must have come to her mind and must have haunted her. But we see Mary was unshaken. Even though at the beginning she was surprised, she was willing to fulfill God's will. What she promised the angel was, "May your word to me be fulfilled." That's what she told angel, which shows her intense faith. She was taking a very courageous step here. We can see that she is a woman of character here. She had complete faith in God, which made her take up this challenge of bringing God's Son to earth. We see her intense faith in this whole scenario. In a conversation with the angel, we don't see any kind of fear she is having. She had complete faith in God. That made her overcome her fear. She was convinced that God will take care of her situation. That's why she did not have the fear. When we give complete control to God in our lives, He will take care of all the problems. we don't have to worry about it. Today, let us think about our lives, brothers and sisters. How faithful are we towards God? Are we giving God the opportunity to control things in our lives? Or are we thinking to control things in our life by our own? When difficult situations come in our lives, do we trust in God? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. And decide to imitate that wonderful faith Mary had in God. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you.